and you're like, this is it, this is it, this is it. This is what they'll give us. This is what we want. But what you don't think about is all of the other things that happen when you go and buy a home. There are some common home buying mistakes, which can be thousands of dollars. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. Okay, it's no secret, the housing market is insane right now. I mean, it's crazy. And the median home cost rose more than $50,000 from 2020 to 2021. And Zillow expects the year-over-year rate of a home, the price going up, peaking in May at 21.6% in growth. It's insane. And interest rates as well. The Federal Reserve announced that they're planning on raising those this year, which means that new buyers will end up paying more for their home over time. So out there, it's just competitive, and you gotta be on your A game if you wanna buy a home because it's just nuts. But there are some common home buying mistakes that I want you to avoid. Even though it's a competitive market out there, I want you to remember these things. And I want you to stick around to the end because number 10 is something that a lot of people forget about. So let's get started. Number 1, buying at the top of your budget. So you go and see, okay, how much can we take out? And you see that number and you run with it. And you're like, this is it, this is it, this is it. This is what they'll give us. This is what we want. But what you don't think about is all of the other things that happen when you go and buy a home. Even things like if you want furniture or curtains, all of that. So if you go and max out your entire budget just on the house itself, then you're gonna be at the very top and you're not gonna have a lot of room to go and do things that you may wanna do. And it can be really difficult though, because people that are moving to your state from other states that might have higher budgets, it can be frustrating because you're like, man, I have to have that high budget. Okay, for Nashville, you guys, which was like good old Nashville, you know, for years and decades. It was just good old Nashville. Great place to live, wasn't flashy, wasn't exciting. Now everyone's moving to Nashville. So here is the stat that just kind of blew me away. The average person that was moving to Nashville in 2020, their budget was $719,000, which was 48% higher than the average budget of local people around Nashville. So you just add an extra $1 million on top of it, and they have an insane budget. All you people from California and Chicago and all of that. So again, you have to stay strong. When you see that number, again, that you can have for your home, remember, don't go and max out the entire thing. Leave some wiggle room. So I read an article recently of a woman in New York, and her budget was $650,000, but she ended up just getting an apartment, which was $569,000, but she was so happy she did it. Yeah, she sacrificed space and all of that, but then she actually had money to start decorating and buying furniture, repainting, all of it. So it is worth it, again, to stay within or even below your budget will give you a big benefit at the end. Number 2, going all in on a bidding war when you can't afford the mortgage. Listen, buying a home, it's emotional. It is, and especially if you get kind of in that competition mind and someone's bidding and you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but don't get carried away, okay? Stick to your budget. No matter how much you love the house, there will be another one, I promise. Number 3, feeling pressured by increasing interest rates. So don't feel the pressure to buy right now just because rates are going up. Whenever you're buying a home, you should do it when you are financially ready, regardless of the circumstances out there. When you are ready to buy, that is when you should buy. Number 4, not having a big enough down payment. So we always recommend that you have 10 to 20% that you have to put down of your entire mortgage for your down payments. But if you get it to that 20%, it's awesome because you can avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. So it'll save you money. And if you don't have a big enough down payment, you're gonna end up with a super high interest rate. And again, you're gonna end up paying more for the home over time. Number 5, overlooking details that you might have to fix later. So when you're looking at houses, pay attention to repairs if there's some that are needed because it can cost you more over time as you own the home. Okay, we're gonna go into a quick ad, but keep watching because there's a little bit more I wanna tell you about and how you can win $100. So listen, you are a great shopper. You have an eye for quality and a nose for value, but have you considered healthcare that is not only budget-friendly and stable, but flexible and biblical? That's what you get with Christian Healthcare Ministries. So to learn more, go to chministries.org/Rachel. All right, number 6, not thinking about selling the house someday. So typically people stay in their house for 10 years, so you may not be there forever. So do research on the area. Think about the neighborhood, the school zone. Take notes on whether or not there's new businesses that are gonna be built nearby. And even some additions like city water, septic, or gas lines can add value to your home, while other additions like highways or trash facilities might actually lower the value. Number 7, not using a real estate agent. You might be tempted to go solo because you're like, the market's crazy, it's gonna be okay. But listen, a real estate pro can help you figure out what you can expect in your market and price range, and find the latest listings, beat competing buyers who are looking only online, can negotiate your price for you. They can help out so much. And there are actually more realtors than listings. So there are over 1.5 million members of the National Association of Realtors right now, as of March of 2022. And there were about 381,950 active listings in the US. So finding an agent is pretty easy. You can check out Ramsey endorsed local providers to find a trusted real estate agent. Just go to ramseysolutions.com. Number 8, buying without a home inspection. So this is a big one. People are in these bidding wars and they're like, don't do a home inspection, I'll do it no matter what. And they just keep going. It's not always worth that, you guys. You want to do a home inspection. And yes, they cost money, but they can potentially save you thousands of dollars down the road. And you're looking at things like your structural elements, electrical, heating, cooling systems, plumbing, all of that. So it's good to take inventory of what's really going on. So I would highly recommend a home inspection. Number 9, getting the wrong type of mortgage. So we recommend getting a 15-year fixed rate mortgage, not a 30-year or an adjustable rate or anything like that. Because here's the deal, a 15-year fixed rate, you're gonna know exactly, you're locking in your interest rate, you know what you're gonna pay, and 15 years, you're gonna be out of debt faster. For fun, just go online. We have calculators at ramseysolutions.com, but do a mortgage calculator of what you're gonna pay for a 30-year mortgage versus a 15 over the course of time, okay? I want you out of debt as soon as possible. So doing a 15-year rate, it's gonna get you out of debt that much faster. And in fact, people that are doing the baby steps are paying off their house on average in 7 years. It's an amazing thing when you have absolutely no payments, and that's what I want for you. All right, last but not least, number 10, forgetting about closing and moving costs. So closing costs, again, things like the appraisal fee, inspection fee, property taxes, all of that can be 3 to 4% of your home's value, which can be thousands of dollars, okay? So in 2021, the average closing costs for a single family home was $6,837. It's a lot of money. And on top of that, you gotta pay a moving company. Maybe you pay them for packing and unpacking and shipping supplies. All of it. It costs a lot, so you want to be able to go in and know what your entire budget is for this process. Okay, you guys, I know it's crazy out there. 3 years ago, it wasn't that crazy, and now it's insane. And I've talked to so many people and they're saving up for their down payment, but the housing values keep going up, so their down payment they're having to save more and more for, and it's crazy. But I want you to be informed. I want you to use these tips, stay ahead of the game, because your home should be a blessing, not a curse. Don't let your emotions take over and you make a really bad financial decision, okay? Renting is okay. If you need to rent for a little bit, that's fine, but be wise when you go and buy a home. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to let you know there's only 2 days left to complete the survey that my team and I are doing to keep providing you the content that you want. So I want to provide the most helpful and relevant content here on The Rachel Cruze Show, so I need your help. If you will go and fill out the survey, it will help us, and you'll be entered to win a $100 gift card. So you can do it. The survey is available until April 22nd. So go ahead and fill that out before it's too late. Just go to rachelcruze.com/survey to give your feedback. I would appreciate it greatly. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Again, homes, They are a blessing. Let them be a blessing in your life, not a curse. And as always, make sure to take control of your money and create a life you love.